In this episode of the Discourse, we play the second half of our Infinite Galaxies RPG game with Rory McLeod, creator himself. For the next few minutes, Rory explains the advancement system, which if you're thinking about being a GM for any kind of RPG game, he gives good advice, or if you're simply intrigued by unique rule sets and game nuances, I suggest you listen. But if you just want to get to the action, skip ahead about 10 minutes when the action begins. And if you like what you hear, be sure to support Infinite Galaxies coming out on Kickstarter in early January. You can also visit infiniteGalaxies.net or go to Facebook and search for the group Infinite Galaxies and click to join, where you can follow all the updates and the official Kickstarter date. Enjoy.
Yes, hi, I'm Rory McLeod. So last time, the characters earned enough experience to gain what's called an advance. So when you advance, you're going to pick. There's a set of options on the back side of the character sheet. The options, you have a lot of options. So there's things like you can increase your abilities, you can pick up new moves, you can take moves from other playbooks, you can increase your vitality. There's a lot of options there. So while you guys are looking those over, what I wanted to do is just talk about the experience system real quick.
Yeah, we all have
So this Infinite Galaxies uses an experience point system like a lot of role-playing games. You only gain 9 experience to level up. So the experience point system is not in the thousands or hundreds of experience. You get 1 experience per time that you trigger something, and I'll go over what the triggers mean. So when you get 9 experience, you're able to advance your character. So in this case, all three of you guys got enough to advance. Is that right? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in this case, I'm giving out double experience points, and this is something that I recommend when you're running a one-shot or like at a convention, because it allows people to experience more of the system, see what the advancement process looks like, things like that. In a traditional, regular sort of a game where we're not doing accelerated experience, you might get an advance every 1.5 sessions on average. So that's my experience. So the first thing that you have to understand is that the experience comes from triggering your drives and relationships. Okay, your character sheet, you'll see you've got some drives listed and some relationships listed. And one of the main ways that you can control how you get experience is by triggering those drives and relationships. So triggering them means you make them happen or come to be in the course of play. So, Zach, why don't you read one of your character's drives?
Steal critical info from somebody's mind.
Okay. So when a milestone is introduced into the game, which we had a couple, we still have one existent right now, but when a milestone is introduced, you're going to pick 2 of your drives out of the 6. You're going to mark those, and then when you trigger those drives, you get experience for doing that. Okay? So in his case, steal critical information means he has to steal something. It's from an enemy's mind, right? Is that still?
Yes.
Okay, so he's going to have to use his telepathy to do this, which he has, luckily. So he's going to, and he did this last time, so he was able to read the pirate captain's mind and find out kind of what they were up to. So in that case, he would have triggered that, and then he would have gotten XP for it. Now, one caveat with that is that you're typically not going to trigger a particular drive or relationship more than once per scene. However, extenuating circumstances may allow you to do it in different circumstances in the same scene. For example, let's say that Prometheus, our telepath, had stolen information from the pirate captain's mind, and then later on in the same scene he stole information from the doctor's mind that was different information, right? Like he found out, I don't know, something about what they were up to or something like that was different. So that would allow you to trigger it twice. But normally you're going to trigger it once per scene. That prevents people from continuing doing the same thing over and over again trying to get XP. Okay? So you have your drives. Then you also have relationships. The relationships are, you have a set of those on the character sheet. Now these don't typically change, although if you have different characters come in and out of the group in an ongoing game, you may change them. But for the most part, they don't change. So you're going to keep the same relationships for the whole game or a large part of the game. And the relationships are different because they require another character to make it happen. So you'll notice on the character sheet, the relationships have blanks in them. So let's see. Why don't you read one of Jack's relationships?
Puny will risk
themselves to protect me.
So this is so there's two types of relationships. If you look at the way these are designed, they always require another person to make them to trigger them. Okay, so in this case, you need someone else to do something for you. This is what I call a pull relationship. So there's a push and a pull relationship. There's three of each. So a pull relationship means I need somebody to do something. A push relationship is I'm going to get someone else to do something. Obviously, there's variations on this theme, but that's in essence.
My other one is I will use Prometheus as a distraction. So
exactly. So
I'm going to do something to Prometheus.
So you'll see that each character sheet has 6 of these, and there's 3 of each type. I mean, it's muddied a bit, but that's essentially the design intent, was that there's a good mix of these so that you have a lot of options. You'll also notice that all of the character sheets have different drives. They all have different relationships. So if you look across different character sheets, you'll notice that they're all different. I mean, there's a tiny bit of duplication, perhaps, but I mean, I went out of my way to make sure that there were different options on each character sheet. So when you trigger a relationship, you get XP. And the interesting thing, and I do get this question asked a lot, is if the other person gets XP and they don't. So your relationship on the character sheet is for you. Now, it is possible for the same action to trigger a relationship for somebody else. So, for example, let's say that Prometheus had a relationship that said, Jack will save me from certain death. And then Jack could have a relationship that says, I will save Prometheus from danger, right? So the same action where Jack goes and saves Prometheus, they would both trigger their relationships and they would both get XP for it. But if, let's say, Jack's relationship with Prometheus was, I will teach Prometheus a lesson, he may not be able to trigger that, even though Prometheus' relationship got triggered by being saved. Okay. So that's how that works. I do want to point out, too, that relationships have a game mechanic in the sense that there is an aid move. So when you want to help somebody in the game, I think we had this a bit last time, you're going to give that person a bonus to what they're trying to do. All you do is say, I'm aiding them. You don't roll. You just say, I'm doing it. And the way the aid move works is that you're giving them a bonus, and it depends on what kind of relationship you have with them. So there's actually 2 different types of relationships. There's what's called a special relationship, and then there's regular relationships. The only difference being a regular relationship, when you aid somebody, you give them a +1. The special relationship, when you aid them, you give them a +2. There are a few places where those mechanics are mentioned elsewhere in the playbooks, but for the most part, they're treated the same. Aside from the differences that I mentioned. Each playbook has one special relationship. It's listed as SR on the character sheet. You aren't required to have one, but it does give you the benefit of giving somebody a +2 when you go to aid them. Then the other source of experience, which we went through last time, was the end of session move. And so you will get XP from answering those questions at the end. You also get XP in the game from resolving milestones. And resolving clocks, which are basically treated as milestones for the purposes of XP. That's it. That's the experience system. So pretty straightforward. Once you get 9 or more, you can advance. You'll keep, if you go to 10 or 11 or 15 or whatever, you keep whatever the extra is, right? In games where the characters have a ship, so the ship is actually a playbook. So if you have the ace character in the game, the ace character gets a second playbook called the ship. The ship is a character sheet, and it can advance like a character. It actually can get XP. So in a game where you're using the ship a lot of times characters will contribute extra XP that they have to the ship. Because it doesn't gain XP like you guys do. It doesn't have relationships and drives to get XP from. So it has to get XP from the other players in order to advance.
All right.
But it has advancements and everything just like regular player characters do. So something cool to look at.
So this ship has seen a lot of stuff.
Yes, there are a lot of options. So what I'd recommend if you're pressed for time or you're not sure, picking up an ability score increase is not a bad idea. Pick like whatever ability you tend to use a lot and just increase that to a +3.
Yeah, that's already what I did.
Yeah, because it's...
Yeah, oh wait, no, that's my option.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a boring option, but it makes you more
can.
effective at what you do most. Now, there are some cool things that the Jack has. The Jack has a lot of options. Let's see, you took the espionage package, is that right? Or the scoundrel?
Scoundrel. Was there a criminal? I think it was a scoundrel. That sounds a lot more like me.
So there are moves in the other packages that you can also pick up if there's something that would interest you. In those. There's also some moves where you can hack computer systems, and there's lots of cool little moves in there. But you can always get those later. I don't know if we'll get another advance tonight, but if we do, of course, take a look at those. I mean, for academic reasons, obviously, since we're just playing the second session, right?
Cool.
But take a look at it, and so let's.
My next time I'll probably get ionic telepathy, so I can mind control robots.
Yeah.
Chloe, do you know what you're picking for Puny?
I want to pick another package, which is the Saboteur.
Saboteur? You can do that?
No, you have to pick an advance. You don't change your...
Yeah, at the very bottom of the character sheet.
Yeah, I know. I saw the advances. There's an advances got take a move from another.
Right, so...
I see what she's saying.
Yeah, you can get a single move from one of the other packages, yes. You don't get the whole package. You just get one move.
Like one of those.
Yeah, you only get one of them.
Right.
Feature.
But there may be a move called Saboteur. I can't remember. I have to look at it, but I think so. No, I think that's one of the packages.
Okay, so...
Yeah, it sounds like a package.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just probably choose Service Disruption.
Okay. Okay, I'm upping my int by one.
She
That's
may want
exactly what I'm upping.
Okay.
Shit, what's this podcast cost?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to wag my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look and feel years younger.
1, 2, 3. Let's
Space Quest. So, the current situation, let's go over the current situation real quick. So, you have pirates on the ship wandering around. You've got this clock that we started last time, and it's at 4 out of 8 ticks. So the clock started off as being related to the black hole, but the essence of this clock is that when it runs out, something bad is going to happen to the ship. So it could be going to the black hole, but it could be something else. So you don't know what that is. You just basically want to prevent that from happening. At some point, the ship will be safe, and you'll resolve the clock, or you'll tick all the boxes. You'll still resolve it, but that means something bad has happened to the ship, which is not good for you guys. So, in essence, every time you guys fail a roll, I'm going to mark a box in addition to anything else that I'm going to do because of failure. So, okay, so the other issue is mostly resolved. You had the pirates attacking the ship, which they're not doing anymore because they're on the ship. The black hole issue was resolved the moment you're away from the black hole. It's still there, so you could, if something really bad happened, you could get pushed back towards it. The other thing is that Prometheus learned that the pirates are after some woman on the ship. You don't know who. You do know that she was in the passenger area. And that then you suggested to the leader that she was instead in the cargo area, so the pirates all went over there, and that's where we stopped. So I believe we left Puny in the bridge.
I was in the place where the controls.
Yeah, she was at the bridge.
Doors.
Yeah, I think Puny and Prometheus were both still on the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I was in the hallway.
Yeah, so Jack is basically
had some controls, and I figured.
Yeah, so Jack has found a good hiding place to kind of observe the pirates, and they can't see him. So Jack.
And I thought I was at a control panel where I figured out how to turn off all the life support, but I couldn't pinpoint specific rooms.
That was before you saw them, right? Or was that?
No, that was.
I think that was after,
After.
as I recall. Yeah, that was after he saw the pirates.
Okay.
So, Jack, you would see the pirates now going towards the cargo bay. So let's go ahead and start from that point.
Okay. All right.
Let me tell you what. Let me do this.
So,
Let me describe the pirates real quick. I described them last time, but I've
Sure.
kind of solidified my thoughts on the pirates now, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit better description of who they are. I mean, not who they are, but what they look like. So you have the main guy that you identified as the leader. He is very much like Cyborg, so he'll have like a cybernetic arm and a bunch of other crap, cybernetic eye maybe, and some dermal armor, and he looks like kind of beefy. He has what
But
looks
are
like a
these humans?
flamethrower as a weapon, so that's of interest. There is a female pirate who is kind of hanging around him a lot, so you think that might be like the second in command or something. She has an antique kind of weapon called a slug thrower, basically like a bullet sort of a gun instead of a laser gun. That looks pretty cool. You have the scientist guy that you saw last time in the lab coat. You don't know what his deal is, but he's there with the pirates. You have 3 kind of mook pirates, like rank and file pirates. They don't look very noteworthy other than the fact that they have laser pistols. One additional mook has a special thing called a web gun, which is like an electrical sort of a weapon. It shoots like an electrified web at you. So that's of interest. So those are all the pirates that boarded the ship. Now, there could be more pirates on the gunship that did not.
Are they all human?
Yes, they're all humans, yeah. But, so there could be more on the gunship that did not board. That ship has the capacity for probably 6 more people on it. So there could be, maybe it's empty. It's, you don't know. So, all right. So they go towards the cargo bay.
Okay. So, about the controls to shut off the life support
Yeah.
systems. It's just a power button, so it's basically on and off.
You
correct?
you attempted to kind of figure out how the controls work, and the best you could manage is how to turn it on and off. But there's almost certainly more nuance to it, but you don't know how it works.
That's all you know. How
Right,
to do.
right. I mean, if you spent a long period of time, you'd probably figure it out. But this is what you figured out in a quick second.
Yeah. So I think I had used my utility belt to have like a little oxygen
Correct, yes.
thing. So what I wanted to do is whip out that oxygen thing and then turn it off. And then I'm just going to
But
wait.
you understand that's going to turn off the life support in the entire ship.
Yeah. The point is, I want to be able to turn it back on in about 3 or 4 minutes after everyone's passed out from lack of oxygen.
So you're trying to knock out the whole ship,
Yeah.
including the people that
Okay.
are steering us away from a black hole?
I thought we were already going away. Like, if we're already going away from the black hole, we're not going to go back towards it.
You are...
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean...
Any object in motion will stay in the same motion unless acted upon by another
Right.
force. So,
That's true.
Unless there's some other thing that's coming near us that has to
All right.
Or
dislodge us.
somebody's...
Well, I'm not
keep going
here
the same
to-
direction.
Somebody slumps
Craziness.
over on the control panel in the bridge and causes it to turn. Just saying.
You got to take your chances. You just got to take your chances.
All right. So this is also going to knock out your 2
I thought this was a
companions
decent plan.
who are helping you.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. I felt like they needed a nap.
All right. Okay.
Well, we're not there to stop him, so
Right.
this is his plan. This is his plan.
Right. And you don't need to roll to do
Yeah, I
this
thought
because
this
you
was
already know how to do it.
decent plan.
So, all right. So you got your breath
Yeah.
mask on.
Mhm.
Okay. And you...
Then I'm just turning it off, waiting like... I think people
Well,
die
okay,
after 5
so
minutes.
there's
so I
something
think I'll give
there's
it a good
something important
3.
I should tell you about the life support system. So turning it off doesn't mean everybody immediately
Okay.
loses oxygen. It doesn't suck the oxygen out of the ship. What it does is it stops it from circulating, and it will eventually cause it to become stale, and people will start to have problems. It would take probably 20, 30 minutes for anything to happen, because there's all this oxygen already in the ship. It doesn't go away. I mean, you could start a fire
Fair
and
enough.
it would go away really
Yeah, I'll
quick
just-
if that's what you wanted to do. But in terms of the oxygen, it'll just sit there. Like, you have to get rid of the oxygen.
Don't
to
give
do
him
what you're-
suggestions.
Well, I'm just saying. I
Roy.
mean, the oxygen's still going to be there, so it stops circulating, it stops pumping out new oxygen, but the existing oxygen is still there.
Right. Okay, yeah. Well, I'll shut it off for now. And I assume under, like you're climbing a mountain, you're not as quite energetic when there's not as much circulating.
Right. It will
oxygen.
eventually cause.
Should give at least me an edge.
It will eventually cause people issues, but not immediately. All right. So he turns that off.
I knew I should have taken the 4 lung dape. Screwed up.
Anyway, yeah. So you so you turn it off. Okay. So now what?
Okay. I'm gonna try to see if I can. Am I still seeing? Because I'm still connected with the main guy, right? What thoughts am I seeing through him? Through my link? Because I had the what was it called? Not a complete success, but a success where if I do anything else, I lose the link.
Right. So the telepathic link allows you to read. I believe you have to spend a reserve to read his mind, though, because he's hostile. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've already made the link, though, right? So
right.
That's how I got him to change direction. Am I still able to read his mind, or is it like a reserve every time I want to get more information?
Let me tell you. Well, what does the move say? Because that's just go back to whatever the move says.
Communication link is established in this last. Oh, that's any success. A communication link is established in this lasts until you use another move. So I guess what is the definition of communication link? I can send him thoughts.
Yeah, because I think after that it talks about reading minds, doesn't it? Like you have to spend a reserve.
Complete success. You may use your telepathic link to send and receive thoughts. You may spend 1 reserve to... Oh, yes, it does. You may spend 1 reserve to read the thoughts of a hostile mind. So I do have to spend another reserve.
So basically what you can do without spending reserve is you could talk to him and he could respond to you. But he could just choose not to respond to you if he wanted to. And how many reserve do you have left?
I only have 1 left.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and use my reserve to read what he's doing and what he's thinking now.
Okay, sure.
Because I know he's headed for the girl.
Okay.
But what else am I seeing?
Okay, well, so he has gone into the cargo area. He is directing his minions to look around for the woman.
Okay, so they're kind of searching the cargo bay?
Yeah, he is thinking about some alien that... you may not know what that is. You could, if you wanted to, you could see if your character knows what this alien species is.
What would I roll?
Understand.
Intelligence? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll do that move.
Is he also thinking, why is my asthma acting up again?
Yeah, is he thinking like he's slow? Well, he's cyborg. He might not even...
Yeah, that may not affect him much.
No, he's human. He had some...
Yeah, but he's a cyborg. He might have... You don't know. He might have, like, cybernetic lungs.
Yeah.
Who knows? So go ahead. I'm not going to count this as you, because according to the move, as soon as you do another move, you lose the telepathic link, but this is really more a question of, like, whether you know something or not, so I'm not going to count this as ending your telepathy.
Okay.
DM Fiat.
5.
GM Fiat.
5 plus 3. Good thing I took that extra. Well, I guess it would be a success anyways. So 8.
So you got a partial success. Okay.
Yeah.
So the alien species that you see pictured in his mind is a Maskai. The Maskai are an aggressive species from the fringes of human-controlled space, or kind of beyond the fringes of human-controlled space. So the Maskai and what's called the Terran Alliance are at war with each other often. The Maskai are these big, scaly humanoids. They're very aggressive. Their society is all about power, about demonstrating dominance over people, things like that. So he's thinking about this person in a positive way, like maybe they're friends or it's a contact.
So it's not like
his.
the girl he wants to get.
No, this is somebody completely different. Yeah, you don't have an image of who he's looking for some reason. Maybe he doesn't know what she looks like. You're not sure, but he's not he doesn't have like a mental image of her.
Okay. All right. I'm going to tell Chloe. I got this guy in the cargo bay. Can you lock the cargo bay and dump the cargo to get rid of these pirates?
So, is my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. In order to lock down the cargo bay?
He wants you to lock it and then, like,
okay,
release it.
So, assume from the last time I would already learned there's a sort of like a control panel and...
Yeah, you lock the other.
Yeah, you lock this one.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to roll
So
again to do that because you already know how to lock the doors.
Okay, then I'll do just what he suggests.
All right, so we'll say, member, you also had access to the cameras, so you'll be able to tell when they're all in there. I assume that's what you're trying to do. You wait till they all go inside and then lock it, right?
Yeah, okay. Of course.
Yeah.
No problem. So what happens is these magnetic locks engage, and the doors can still be physically broken down. But in order for them to reopen the doors, now there is a control panel you would know from wandering around the ship inside of each door, but you've basically locked that out. So unless they have like a computer hacker with them, they'll have a hard time reopening it that way. So. Okay, so they're in there.
When it shuts down, like when it locks down, what do we see them do? Like, what are their reactions?
Yes, it looks like they immediately realize what happened, and so you can tell with your telepathic link that your guy is now agitated and being suspicious about what's going on. So, so that may have kind of spoiled your idea too. I mean, you did get them to go in there, but. Yeah. So, but anyway, they're trying to open the door using the panel and struggling to do that.
Dump the cargo, Chloe. Dump the cargo.
So I'll dump the cargo now before they, hack the system.
So the people on the ship don't really want you to do that.
When we say that, they say don't.
Right. Yeah. There's like a lot of valuables.
My drugs.
So no.
My drugs.
My drugs.
Right. Yeah, he's got like a barrel of what do we call it, substance D.
Yeah, substance D.
That's in there, disguised as circus peanuts or something.
Circus peanuts.
So I can do dismantle devices. Can I just like remote in their controls on that cargo room and just basically disable any sort of control on the panel?
Disable it entirely?
Oh, disable their panel.
Disable their panel, yeah.
Well, so in terms of the door, you've done what you can do with the door. So I'm trying to think what else would be in there that you could disable. Probably there's some cargo bay doors that you could open and close, but those would be going out into space right now. You could disable those if you really wanted to. It would just prevent them from opening them. There's really nothing else in there you can disable. It's just a big room with stuff in it.
Okay. At my control panel, like, do I have an idea of what's going on that they're in the cargo now yet?
No, I mean, you know they went in there, but that's all you know. Unless you guys are communicating on your radios or something, you wouldn't have any way to know what's happening in there.
Oh, I forgot we had radios.
Because all the security cameras are on the bridge. The security cameras are all up on the bridge. So.
I'll let them know that I've cut off the oxygen supply for now. And I might kick it back in a little bit. They know
because there's alerts on the bridge that you did that.
Oh, okay. So we
know
he
on the
did
bridge
this.
that are like, what the hell just happened? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask them what they're doing, and so we're kind of, informed.
Communicating.
Yep. And then I'm going to look on the control panel. Can I, like an intercom system that'll only communicate to the cargo hold between me and the cargo hold?
Sure. We'll say you can figure out how to do that without any trouble.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to try to communicate with these aliens.
They're humans.
And I'm going to say I have, like a foreign account, or an account that if they transfer, I don't know what, how many credits I can go for. Yeah, I don't know what 10 credits? However fancy they're dressed. I think cybernetic enhancement costs a good number of credits. I'm going to ask for, I don't know, 100 credits, if that's reasonable.
100 credits is ridiculously no. A ship costs like 20.
That's a ton?
Like,
okay, I'll ask for like a credit. I say I'll unlock it for a credit. I'll tell them I've just locked you in the cargo hold, but I'll unlock it and I'll let you know the location of the woman you're looking for if you transfer 1 credit to this account.
To this unmarked Swiss bank account.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So there is a move called Negotiate, which it sounds like you are trying to do.
Negotiate.
Yeah. Now I created a new. I created a new version of Negotiate because there was some problems with the wording of it, which I didn't realize until someone pointed out to me last week. So I am, and I don't think you guys have it. So I'm going to just read it to you. Okay, Negotiate. So when you enter into a risky bargain, state what you are offering, which is your leverage, and then roll plus charisma. So your leverage is I will open the door. So you're offering them something. So leverage can be either negative or positive. So in some cases, your leverage will be, I won't push you off this ledge, right? But in your case, you're offering them positive leverage, which is I have money. You're a pirate. You probably want money. Plus, you also want out of the cargo bay. And you're also offering them information about the person they're looking for. Do you know they're looking for a person? I guess you would because Prometheus told you over the radio, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, we can assume while we're talking out loud that we kind of communicate to each other through
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. You don't need to implicitly state every time you guys do that. I mean,
say while we're communicating, I want to put in a lot of sarcastic little remarks.
Yeah, I mean it's
just assume that I'm putting that in.
Yeah, it's important because I don't want to take up time every time you guys say I want to communicate.
Yeah.
If you're for some reason not, if you're keeping something secret from everybody, just tell me. Otherwise, we'll assume that you're communicating. Anyway,
for instance, this negotiation probably isn't being broadcasted to us.
No, I'll let you guys know I'm negotiating. I don't care.
Okay. All right. So anyway, let me read the move again. So when you enter into a risky bargain, state what you are offering and roll plus your charisma. So you're going to roll plus your charisma.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I rolled a 9 and I have plus 2 charisma, so that's an 11.
Okay. So in that case, you do not have to pick one of the complications. So your negotiating partner will state what they want in return. You must agree to these terms or the deal is off. So you're offering to let them out and to tell them where the woman is.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay, they agree. I mean, that's basically what they want, so they don't need to offer anything in return. So you have to open the door, otherwise they'll do something else.
No, I'm not opening it until they send the credit. Like, that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah.
Gotcha.
They gotta send the credit to my account.
So they do not have, like, a credit they can send you. They can give you a credit, but they don't have, like, a way to, like, send it to you. Because they're pirates, they can't use,
They haven't invented Bitcoin yet?
Well, they can't
use normal banking systems.
just
right.
There should be some virtual money in the, like, offshore accounts or, like, accounts.
There would be, but Star Patrol would be all over that crap, so they can't. They have to do underground stuff.
Oh. So I gotta let them out and just, like, trust they'll give me a dollar?
Yep, that's how negotiation works.
Yeah.
Give and take.
Their leverage now is you gotta trust them.
Trust.
Yeah.
Remember, you're still even if you let them out, even if you let them out, you still can hold back the fact that where the woman is. So you can still not give them that until they give you the money.
But they can.
Right, they can just shoot him. That's true.
Like,
put a gun on your head.
Also, they're not breathing.
Well,
eventually
that hasn't really happened.
I feel
yet.
like I have a lot more leverage in this situation than they do.
They don't know that part yet.
Right. They probably don't even realize that anything's happening with the life support because it's not that obvious.
Okay.
You could tell them that, or you could lie about it.
All
say,
right.
I'll turn off the life support and you'll all die. But that'd be a different negotiate. So what do you want to do? Do you want to, actually, I don't know that you know how to let them out, but I guess you could say you're going to let them out.
He's just saying that.
Right.
Well, no. I mean, if there's no such way as a way for them to send me a credit, like, why would I even bother? Like, I don't... Like, if that's not a possibility...
Oh, it is. Just they tell you they can't.
Just not for pirates. They're saying they're pirates.
Yeah.
And
they don't have a single credit to their name?
Well, it's not. So the money system is abstract. So a single credit is actually quite a bit of money. I mean, you can buy a laser pistol for like a credit.
Like, I want to negotiate it down to something that they would have.
Tradable.
Yeah, and they could transfer to me without any like suspicion. I don't know what a credit is.
Yeah, all right. Just for the sake of moving things along, I'll just say that they have something that they give you. So they give you the equivalent of a credit.
Okay.
Because I don't want to belabor this point here. So
yeah, I'm not opening it anyways.
Yeah, no.
I just wanted to steal something.
That's fine. Well, you didn't really steal anything; they gave it to you.
At this, yeah, but I didn't give them the thing I was going to give them in return.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
So I think at this point we just wait it out and wait for them to pass out.
Well, they're hacking the system. They're going to come out.
Well, maybe they have to roll a success, right? Or something.
They don't roll stuff.
I hope so.
No.
So just given time, they'll eventually hack it?
So probably in the course of you guys failing some kind of roll, they'll get out. Because basically what happens is, so I take actions when you guys fail and stuff. So I'll just, at some point they'll get out.
Oh, yeah. I see. Okay, guys, what are we doing here? I'm talking on the communicators. What are we going to do with these pirates? They won't let us dump.
Yeah, I've turned off the life support. So I say let's wait it out for 30 minutes. I say, you guys, don't exert yourself. Sit down, have some tea, enjoy yourselves.
Have oxygen tanks in the bridge?
There are spacesuits throughout the ship that would have integral breathing systems that would last for hours and hours.
Well, I'm grabbing one of those and putting it
there
in.
would be probably...
The door for that room is shut.
Let's say there's 8 of those on the bridge, so that's... Yeah.
Is there any other way to access to the room without using the door? Like, do they have like a ventilation pipe?
Yes, but they're not.
The old school little thing you
it's
pull
too
in.
small for anyone to go into, though. It's just a little pipe.
You can smoke them out.
Oh.
It's not like in Die Hard where you can like walk through it.
Okay.
But I want to see Puny army crawl through this thing.
Okay, I don't need to do that, right? So basically, a simple thing to do, or maybe to try, is to so you probably have your Jack is outside of that room, right?
Uh-huh.
So you can start a fire.
Uh-huh.
Oh Jesus!
At the ventilation entrance, and close it, and then use the smoke to force them to accept your whatever.
You're trying to smoke out the cargo room?
They already accepted the terms of the deal, though. No, there's nothing else he can do to make them do other things.
Yeah. No, but I assume this door is, like, airtight. Like, how am I supposed to start a fire in there?
Yeah, you've magnetically sealed the door. It's not opening. Unless they break it open.
Yeah, but I don't have any way to their ventilation other than the system I'm messing with. Like, I'd have to go find the... And then I'd have to direct it from where I'm starting the fire to their thing, which wouldn't be possible. And there's nothing actually blowing through it now anyways, right? I turned all that shit off.
Right, so all they have is the air that's already in the cargo bay. Now, the cargo bay is pretty big, so given that there's 6 people in there, right? 1, 2, 3, 7 people in there right now, assuming nobody else went in there, they probably have air for an hour or so, at least.
So, yeah, I'm telling, like, Puny and Prometheus to just, just relax. Maybe hold your breath. Just try not to suck all the air out of the room. Don't talk too much. Because they don't know yet, but they're wasting all their oxygen. So maybe, just take shallow breaths. Don't do a whole lot of work. And then we just sit here and wait.
I'm telling you, okay, but what happens if they hack the system and get out in 10 minutes?
Well, we'll talk. Like, I'll turn it back on then, or maybe not. We'll let them run around like maniacs, and they'll just keep wasting their oxygen.
And I also mentioned that he's a cyborg, and this might be all for naught anyways.
Hey, I asked humans. They said humans. I assume lungs, and that's one guy. The rest have
the main guy is a cyborg.
Things like, do they have some enhancements?
Who?
Or is it just the lead?
The cyborgs or the cyborg?
Any of the other humans? Does it look like they have any other?
The other pirates? No. But they could have breath masks like you did on your utility
So that's at
belt.
least reducing it to one guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have utility belts like you do, right?
Yeah, they can. I'm not saying I'm not gambling here.
Fair enough.
So,
Okay. So what is our plan then if, let's say, they escape? Shouldn't we have something in place if this is our plan is to just wait them out? Maybe we should actually have something set up in case they do get out?
Okay. What do you got in mind?
I don't know, Mr. Shut Off the Air. I'm trying to think.
Hey, I had at least an idea. That is an idea. I'm waiting for an idea from you.
Hey, I had this idea. I wanted to just release them into outer space. But no, the crew's like, we actually have valuable things.
I got an idea. How about you read his mind and see if he he knows anyone else has super lung things or they have oxygen breathing things.
I can't.
Oh.
I read as much mind as I can. I'm the one that got him in the cargo bay. Puny, how are we getting out of this situation?
Yeah, Puny.
So can we locate where their original ships are?
Yeah, you totally know where it is, yeah.
The main one.
Okay. Do you guys want to go and explore their ship?
Hey, yeah, we can just bail on this whole thing.
Get some stuff.
Well, there's probably more people there, though. We probably have to fight some people.
Why do you assume there's more people?
Because at the very beginning, Rory said, it looks like it would hold more people, their ship, but there's only 5 of them.
Yeah, they're not just going to abandon
board.
their ship, completely.
So, I mean, technically speaking, we can destroy their ship, right?
How?
Okay, so we get an Apple computer, we hook it up.
It's mental device, man.
Yeah. Here was what I was going to suggest. Okay, so I'm not like a scientist. I don't know stuff. But
stuff.
I'm going to suggest to Puny that she tries to figure out how to turn the life support systems on for her and her alone, or just everywhere except the cargo system.
Gotcha.
Is that possible?
I don't know. That's what you were supposed to try to figure out.
Yeah, you can certainly take a look at.
Yeah.
So the bridge.
I'll take a look at the system then.
Yeah, so the bridge has access to the life support system, so it's not just at that one place where they went earlier. So yeah, you could try it.
Okay, I assume. Oh,
yeah.
All right.
So I'm gonna roll for you here.
You're gonna use understand.
Oh, you got a 3. That's not good. She probably failed. She totally forgot how this whole thing works.
All right, so it's understand. So you're gonna add your int.
My int is +2.
She got a whopping 5.
Okay. So that is a failure, which means I'm going to take the clock.
Her head hurts.
Yeah, so you are...
You forgot how to science. Or engineer.
So 5th tick on the clock. You are screwing around with these controls on the panel. And you're not really getting what you want. It's not like you're for some reason the life support system is not responding to you, and so you start working on another system to maybe try to backdoor into the life support system. And what you end up doing is opening all the doors on the ship, internal doors, not the external doors. That'd be bad, but. You unlock the door to the cargo bay and the bridge and the pod room and all that stuff.
Way to fuck that one up.
Party!
Well, that didn't go quite as planned, now did it?
No.
I think we might have to slug it out, guys.
Well, you still have the option to try to...
I got like a pistol.
You could try to go into their ship still. Now, you do know where they were trying to go, which was the pod room. And originally, that's where they were trying to go. So you know that.
Are we going to cross paths if we head into their ship?
No. Well, they might see you.
Can I tell by the way we're headed?
I'll grab anyone near me and threaten them. Do you guys have weapons on the ship, and where can I get them?
You have weapons.
She might not. I don't know. The engineer...
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, the engineer may not have a gun.
Yeah, you have to actually choose that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's an option. They don't automatically start with a gun.
Also, Puny, you're not exactly the intimidating type.
You're only like 3 feet tall. Listen here. Listen to me.
You are one strong gnome.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned last time, there is a small group of guards on the ship that you might be able to get to help you.
Okay. So, I'm going to use the communication to let them know, the guards, where these dudes are. That they're in the cargo, they're coming out.
Right.
let's have the guards fight the main guys, like hold them off, while we inspect the ship.
What do we? Their ship.
Their ship, yes.
Yeah, let's bail on this whole thing while we go look at their ship. That sounds like more fun.
Well, I want to send their guards to hold off the other people.
That's what I think too. So I'm gonna use the little communication thing.
If anything, we're gonna steal this ship. We might have to abandon our drugs.
I wasn't that attached to him. Ship sounds like it's worth a lot more money.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So yeah, I'll let the guards there know that the. Do I know where the guards are?
Yeah, they're on the bridge with you. Yeah, or they're on the bridge. Not with you. You're not on the bridge, but they're...
Okay, yeah, Rory, I'm going to inform them.
I can telepathically link to Jack and Puny without using reserve, right?
Talk to the guard.
Yes.
Yeah, just go talk. Have a conversation.
Okay.
Real heart.
I'll telepathically link that discussion of, hey, let's send the guards that way and try and take over the ship. That way we're not over on the radios going, I think we should steal the ship and ignore everybody on this ship.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll telepathically get that info out that we should do that.
Okay.
And start heading towards that ship and now I'm going to actually suggest that the guards go take care of the cyborg and the pirates while we go and take care of the people on the ship.
Okay. So... what happens as soon as you leave the bridge with the guards, so it takes them a minute to kind of figure out what they want to do. So as soon as you guys all leave the bridge, so it's Puny, Prometheus, and 4 guards, okay? You guys exit the bridge, and you see, so there's this long hallway that runs the length of the ship, essentially, and at the end of it is where the cargo area is, okay? You can see the pirates exiting the cargo area. So... if you don't want them to see you, you're going to have to try to hide from them. Otherwise, they may see what you're doing and try to cut you off.
Where's the ship and their ship in relation to this?
So, their ship is about in the middle of one of the long sides of the Largo. So, if you can imagine, it's sitting like perpendicular to the ship, essentially. So you'd have to go halfway down the length of the ship and then get into their ship.
And they're headed halfway down.
They're not heading in your direction, so the place they want to go is the other way, but they might see you as they're coming out of the cargo bay. So you're going to have to figure out how to coordinate this. My guess is you don't want them to see you.
Yeah, well, what I want to do is have the guards come after them and start shooting.
Okay.
Guns ablazing.
Yeah, and we'll
So
wait
they're kind of preoccupied and don't care that they see us.
Fighting and stuff to slip out.
Okay, well then you don't need to really do anything for that to happen because the guards will go down and engage them. And, I mean, they may see you going into their ship, maybe, but their main concern will be these guards.
Okay, and I'll still try to sneak while that's happening, but I mean, I am a 4-armed ape in a suit, so might not be the easiest.
Sneaky 4-armed.
I mean, it may change, so keep in mind, if they see you going into the ship, it may change their course of action. So it depends on, do you really want to try to
understand
sneak
this
or not? Because if you try to sneak...
No, I want to try to sneak while they're shooting them.
Okay. So, Puny, are you also doing this?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah, we're all making our way to the same spot after they engage the guards.
So, Jack, you're going to do the same thing? So all 3 of you are trying to get on the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Metal Gear Soliding it. If there's a box around, I am so putting that over being...
You're doing the box technique?
I like it.
All right.
I'll have the plant in front of me.
Is that a 4-armed ape walking with a plant?
So here's what I want to do to handle this. So I want to have Jack roll once because he's in a different part of the ship.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I want to have Prometheus and Puny make 1 roll because I don't want all 3 of you guys making rolls because that would be bad if you all failed at once. So what this is going to be is a move called Defy Danger. Okay, because the danger is if they see you, they might shoot you, or who knows what they might do. So, you're going to be rolling with your dex.
Okay.
Okay. Now, because Puny and Prometheus are together, I'm going to let you guys aid. So someone's going to be like the lead person, the other person's going to be aiding.
Okay.
So which one of you, just to make it easier, which one of you would have the higher dex?
I have a 0.
Let me check my dex. My dex is 0 too.
So it sounds like just a +1 from one of us aiding each other.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. Right, and then the second question is, do either one of you have a relationship or a drive where it would make more sense for you to be rolling so you get the XP?
Puny must understand my powers. I've already triggered that in a different way. So
Yeah, that's unless you were using your psionics to hide, which would be kind of cool, but no.
I've already used it all.
Before they make their roll and we make our rolls, I'd like to announce over the PA to trigger one of my drives that I will use Prometheus as a distraction. I'm going to say, look at that! There's a goddamn four-armed ape walking down the hallway. And I'm going to point out exactly where he is. And while they're looking at him, I'm going to make my way to the spot.
Wow, what an asshole.
Hey, I got my drive, alright? You gotta get that.
Alright, so essentially, you're going to be giving them a -1 to their roll, because now you're pointing out the fact that they're there.
Dick.
I mean, that's fine. You said you're
Do I
going to
get
do
a plus to my roll? Because they're looking for a four-armed ape, and I'm not a four-armed ape.
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if there was like a big explosion or something like that would distract them, or you had some extenuating circumstance, but I don't think that would give you a +1.
All right, so we got a -1.
But your dex is good. You're probably not the one that needs to worry. I'm assuming that your dex is your highest stat.
It's only +1. No.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because I'm a scoundrel, not a...
All right, so let's deal with Puny and Prometheus first, since there's more going on. So you've got your
-1?
0. Who's aiding who?
I feel like I would have to... she would have to aid me. Because I don't know how somebody
She's the one
smaller
carrying
is
the
gonna
plant
aid
in
me.
front of his face. She's holding it up real high.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the assumption is like
Nothing to see
maybe she's pointing out a good path to try to get there or something. I mean,
Yeah.
That's fine.
you know,
Yeah,
she's
she
doing
can aid
something
me.
to help you. Yeah. All right, so she gives you the +1. That's canceled out by the -1 that you got from your friend, quote unquote. So that gives you a total of 0. So whatever you roll is what you get.
So natural rolls here. Just a solid 4.
Excellent. All right.
Hey, that's a 3 with the -1 from somebody saying, "Hey, there's a goddamn giant ape over
balanced
there."
out from our +1.
It cancel out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because Puny's aiding him, so those cancel out. Okay. Anyway, so that's 6 out of 8.
That doesn't sound good.
And I'll just do this.
Stop failing your rolls, man.
Okay.
I should say that before I roll, though.
Yeah, so what happens next actually might give you a situational bonus, because they really don't want you to go into their ship. So the cyborg guy, it basically shoves a bunch of the guards to the ground and tries to attack you guys.
Guards can never be relied upon. I swear.
No, they're just schmucks. So he...
Are they wearing red shirts?
Rushes towards you and the guards? Sure.
Yeah.
So this guy has like a flamethrower built into his arm, and so he just goes and shoots flames at you guys.
I feel like that wouldn't really work if I've drained a lot
I was
of
about to say,
oxygen.
oxygen's been drained. Does it work very well?
Yeah. You need oxygen for combustion.
It's
might help
only
our
been
plane.
like 5 minutes. No. It's only been like 5 minutes. There's plenty of oxygen left.
But this
in
might
here,
help
although
our
this doesn't
plan
help.
for it
So
to go
if it's-
away.
Right, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels like it would be somewhat reduced. At least.
Right. I mean, this is a small flamethrower. It's not like it's anyway. So
Like he's clearing the field.
yeah, so I'm gonna have this hit Prometheus primarily because you're bigger. So
That's sizest.
it's sizes, yeah. So you're gonna take you're gonna roll 2d8s and take the higher number.
I am?
So go ahead and roll that. Yes, you.
Oh shit, I rolled it?
The GM does not roll dice.
Oh shit.
You get to roll your own damage.
I didn't have a die 8 prepared. I don't like that. Okay.
Well, then you can
Oh yeah,
roll the
I was
highest
still
die you
set
have.
on die 6.
No, I mean, I didn't like the
20. Well,
idea
roll
that I
that.
have to roll my own damage. Alright, 5
Yeah, no, it's fine.
and a 3.
Alright.
So I get 5 damage?
Okay,
Is
so
it
you
highest?
take... Yep, and it ignores your armor unless you have fireproof armor.
I don't have any armor that I'm aware of.
Okay,
Let me
so you just
check.
take the 5 damage off of your vitality.
Oh, no, I do have
I don't think...
flex steel robes. So I take 4.
Yeah, so it would ignore that because... it ignores that.
Oh. Okay.
So fire damage ignores armor unless you have the fireproof... there's a fireproof modification you can buy for your armor.
Oh, you're saying the fire ignores my armor.
Yes.
Okay.
If it was a laser gun, you would apply your armor, yeah.
Gotcha.
So certain weapons bypass armor for various reasons. So in this case, because it's fire.
So I'm taking straight 5 damage to vitality.
Yep. And did we talk about the vitality system at all last time? I don't think we did.
I don't recall. I don't believe so because I have no idea what my.
Well, that's real quick.
is.
It's pretty easy, but it'd be useful to people listening. So the vitality, there's a vitality and wound system. So when you take damage in this system, you have a number of vitality. It works like hit points work in things like D&D and other games. So your vitality is typically going to be 12 plus your con, or 16 plus your con. So it depends on the playbook. So how much vitality? Now the psi usually starts with a lot. How much did Prometheus have?
Yeah, I have 17, so now I'm at 12 after I took 5.
Right. So when you take damage, you just reduce that number. When the vitality drops all the way to 0, the next time you take damage after that, you're going to mark one of those wound boxes. So you'll see that you've got 3 boxes for wounds. Okay.
Does that include even if you take 5 damage, you'll just mark 1 wound? Like you stop rolling
Yes,
damage?
It doesn't matter at that point how much damage you take, right?
Gotcha.
So you're going to mark 1 wound box, and then there's a special move called Wounded. Every time you mark a wound box, you have to roll that move. You could get knocked out, or something could happen just by taking 1 wound. You don't have to mark all 3 of them to be knocked out. So, so that's how the system works. At the end of every scene, all your vitality comes back. With the exception of the robot who has to be repaired. But regular people heal up at the end of a scene, so you get all your vitality back. Okay. So, you've been hit by the flamethrower, they're aware of you, the big guy is kind of coming towards you, the rest of them are still dealing with the other guards. So that's what's happening. So what do you want to do there? Oh, so Jack, you're going to... So they're completely distracted by what's happening now. So I am going to give you a +1 to your roll to kind of sneak past all this.
Okay.
So you're going to roll your dex and then add 1.
Okay, I rolled a 10. My dex is 1, so I got an 11.
Okay.
And as I'm sneaking, I'm going to chuckle a little bit if the Prometheus looks like an idiot with some singed gorilla hair.
Well, So you successfully snuck past where the pirates were, okay? And you've traversed the ship. Now, the only problem is, for you, is that you're going to have to cross the path of where the pirates are, and because the way that, and I wish I had a map to show you, but the way that Prometheus and Puny went is they're kind of in your way. So, your options are to take a long way around and get to the pirates. It'll take longer. Or you can risk running across this kind of firefight that's happening to get into the ship. Or you can wait for things to play out, and then if they move away from you, you can just get into the ship.
I'll take the long route. I'm fine with the long route.
All right. So we'll say you're doing that. We'll come back to you in a moment. All right.
Yeah.
So remember to mark any XP that you would have triggered from that stuff. All right. Prometheus, what do you want to do?
I'm going to draw my Halo sword and put my crest on it and stab this guy who's singeing me.
Okay. So this is the leader of the pirates. I'm going to tell you his name because it's cool. His name is Smilin Joe.
Smilin Joe.
Why not?
I mean, maybe telepathically I eventually put that together that that's his name.
Yeah.
I was linked with him for a bit.
Cool. Yeah. All right, so Smilin Joe's the big cyborg dude.
All right, so I got to fight him.
So stabby. So you're going to use the basic move called Fight that uses your strength, except in your case, because you have a cool psi ability, you get to use your wisdom, right?
Yep.
Okay.
This isn't much of a bump, but... So I sort of kind of got snake eyes, so +1 would be a 3.
Fancy. All right. So you attempt to stab Smilin Joe, and we have 7 ticks on the clock now.
Jack might be giggling a little more now.
Yeah. So, all right. So you swing your sword at Smilin Joe. He seems a little bit more agile than you thought. He looks like a big lunk, but he was able to get out of the way of your attack. And he is going to shoot his flamethrower at you again. So you're going to take another roll 2d8s and take the higher number.
SOB. 4 and 4. So 4.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're definitely your spacesuit is probably at this point ruined for the purposes of breathing and stuff because it's on fire.
That's fair. That makes sense.
Okay. Yep. All right, so Puny, what do you want to do? There's a bunch of... Now, I should point out, all the rest of the pirates are at the other end. So you're really just dealing with Smilin Joe at this point. I should also point out, you guys do not see where that doctor guy went.
Doctor guy?
You don't see him anywhere.
It's one of the pirates.
Oh, okay.
So Puny, what do you want to do?
So, like, when that guy threw a flame sword, I didn't get hit at all?
No, it just hit.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Prometheus.
No, it was aimed at me.
Oh, okay.
You were too short. It went right over your head.
Yes, you're brave. The brave ape. The brave ape took the damage for you.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
totally
Thank
sacrificed
you.
myself for you.
No, you're just short.
Oh, totally.
You're just short. He wanted to hit you both.
I just feel inadequate at this point now.
Did actually I probably should have because it has an area tag, but that's okay. Did you guys have any drives or relationships related to any of that stuff? Like I don't know what you guys have.
I just had to use Prometheus as a distraction that I hit.
Yeah, you totally got that.
Yeah, you definitely got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question.
I didn't get any drives because I didn't bring something back
Well-
or anything. Anyway, can I attack?
Yeah, I think, right?
Can you? I'm sorry.
She can just do an attack. But you don't have a weapon of any sort.
Yeah, sure.
what are you
I'm
gonna
having a hard time hearing her. That's
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
She always talks a little like
Yeah,
that.
she can attack. What kind of weapon do you have?
I am looking at my sessions.
She has nothing, so she's...
I have
she's
a
gonna do
laser
the-
pistol.
Aw. I didn't think you had
she
anything,
does
so I
have
thought you would like do the Three Stooges poke in the eyes or something. that was going to be my
Shoot them with
suggestion.
your laser pistol, sure.
Okay. So, do I just roll? I'm gonna.
Yeah, so you're going to use the shoot move. So when you attack an opponent with a ranged weapon, roll plus your dex.
My dex is 0. Can you roll for me, please?
Yeah.
Oh,
You got a 7.
7.
I think it's partial, right?
Yeah, my dex
Okay.
is 0.
So-
So
it's
take a
just
look
a-
at the shoot move. So on any success, you deal your damage to the opponent, and because you got a partial, you also have to pick one of those things listed there.
Fire several shots, mark 1 ammo or recharge. Move to get the shot. Put yourself in danger. Take what you can get. Subtract 1 die 6 from your damage.
Take what I can get, subtract a 1 die 6 from my damage. So I'll roll another 1 die 6.
What was your damage that you rolled?
7.
Okay, that's fair.
No, that was her attack. No, she hasn't rolled the damage yet.
Oh.
So the damage is based on your playbook has a
weapon.
damage die. Well, no, it's basically her playbook has a damage die, and then the weapon may add like a +1 or a +2. Yeah, it's mostly your playbook. So
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know
pretty
if
sure
you
you have a
wanna do
D6
that.
for a scientist.
Yeah, you might be just doing
So
zero damage.
you're netting it out, basically.
Yeah. You should just fire several shots so next time you have to recharge.
Yeah, do that.
I
Do
think
it
I'll
that
do
one.
that instead.
You want to roll a 1 die
Right,
6.
so the laser pistol has a recharge value. I think it's 3. So every time you choose that option, you mark one of those recharge. You don't mark that every time you shoot. It's just when you are told to.
Okay.
Then when you mark all 3 of them, then you can't use the gun anymore
Okay.
until you recharge it, which is you can do.
Okay, she rolled a 4.
So do you want to do that instead?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so she did 4 damage. Did you pick the marking recharge option?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you did 4 damage. All right, so this guy appears to have some armor, so you do some damage to him, but he's still up.
Dying.
So Jack is still sneaking. You can see that the guards are falling. There might be 3 left now.
Can I hum the Mission Impossible theme while I sneak around?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. There's no one around to hear it, but sure, yeah.
Thank you. No, it's for me. It's for me.
Rory definitely has the best.
All right, so you're still doing that. All right, let's go back to Prometheus. What do you want to do?
Well, obviously I'm trying to slice this guy again.
Yeah, good.
I actually feel embarrassed about my first attempt.
Yeah, you should.
I should. 8 plus wisdom
Okay.
9.
So you got a partial success. So what is that? What happens on fight?
So I deal my damage, but expose myself to his attack as well. So let me do my damage first.
Yep. Okay.
4 damage to him. Do I add anything on damage?
Okay. If your weapon says that you do, or you have a move that says you do, otherwise no.
I forget what happens with.
I don't think
that's
your
with
weapon
my
by
wisdom.
default adds any damage.
No, I don't think so.
You add your wisdom to the damage?
No, I just add my wisdom. I was looking to see what I do. I use my wisdom instead of strength for fight. I was seeing what.
Oh, to attack, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So you do 4 damage. It sounds like.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So you hit the you hit Smilin Joe square in the chest with your sword. It kind of deflects a little bit off of his dermal armor. So you do a little bit of damage to him, but he's still moving around. And what he does instead of hitting you with the flamethrower is he just like turns and like clocks you with his cybernetic arm. Excuse me.
Oh no.
So you're gonna take a D8 plus 1 damage.
It's like freaking Jack from
Smacks
Mortal
you with
Kombat.
his big heavy metal arm.
4 damage.
Yep.
Just roll once, right?
So
I don't
that
roll
you get your armor
higher.
against that because well
Okay.
plus 1, so D8 plus 1.
So,
But you
my
get your armor
armor's
against that
1,
because
so
he's
it's
just
so it's just 3.
right,
Okay.
right.
I'm almost wounded, guys.
Yeah, where are you at vitality wise now?
5 vitality.
Okay, cool. All right. So let's see what Puny wants to do.
So I'll continue to shoot with my laser gun pistol.
You gonna take
Okay,
another
sure.
shot? You got a 6.
Whopping 6.
The 5 looks like it's scrawled in blood.
It does.
What happened?
She rolled a 6.
6 total.
Yep.
Well, that is really bad news because that's the last tick on the clock.
Oh, I've never seen the last tick on the clock of this game. I don't imagine it's
Actually,
fun.
neither have
The entire ship explodes.
I. No.
Okay.
Okay, so you miss, and so let's see. What does he want to do with you? I think I'll have something else happen instead of him attacking you. I'm just trying to think about what it would be. So basically, you shoot and miss. Something happens that you're not aware of, and these red alerts start going off all over the ship. And the pirates are now like looking around. They seem a little bit confused by what's going on. The guards, same way. So something clearly is affecting the ship because the red alerts are going off all over the place, and they weren't going off before. So.
How close am I to their ship?
You're basically standing in the doorway to get into it. So you could just ignore Smiling Joe and run in there, although you probably would have to defy danger to use that because he could like smack you or shoot you with his flamethrower.
Yeah.
But you could do that.
And do I see... Is Jack close enough yet? Do I see that in my mind's eye?
He can get in the ship.
Now, when I do defy danger, am I able to defy danger when you move out of or avoid impending danger? Tell a GM how, then roll. Okay, so would that be a dexterity to avoid that then? I'm just trying to duck out.
Yeah, because basically he's going to take a shot at you as you try to escape. Yeah. And if Puny, if you want to do the same thing, if you wanted to jump into the ship, I'll basically let you aid him, and it'll just count as one roll for both of you.
That sounds good. I'll do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Evade!
Yep.
I telepathically link a retreat symbol to Puny. Alright. Don't fail me, dice. Don't fail me. Alright. That was literally an 8 again. 8 plus her 1, so 9. I don't have any dex.
Okay. Yeah, so you have partial success. So what happens is you guys, he does take a shot with his flamethrower as you guys try to get away. So I'm going to give you some options because on a partial success, what happens is I have to offer you a choice. So here's the choice. So someone is going to take damage from his flamethrower. So you have 2 options. Either one of you can take the damage, or both of you can take half damage from his flamethrower. But you do get into his ship. He just gets a parting shot at you.
Puny, I think you need to take some damage because I'm hurting.
What?
Zach's all sorts of fucked up.
Oh, alright, fine.
Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to both roll the damage and then just cut it in half. So it's going to be the better of 2d8s, and then just cut that in half.
Okay.
2d8s.
How much did they have? I rolled a 1. Do you want me to just roll twice?
No, I'll roll the 2d8.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you take the better of 2 anyway for each of you.
Yeah, so
So
we
we're
just
both
rolled.
So you're going to roll
twice?
2 for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
we rolled 2 2s. So
A 1 and a 3.
Puny
Right.
got 2 2s.
Okay, so 3. So half of that would be just 1. So just round down. So take half and then round down.
Okay.
But you don't get any armor against it because it's fire.
Oh.
So Puny didn't take much damage either, I don't think.
No.
So
It's good. She's puny and can't take much damage.
What was that total, Puny? How much do you have left?
Well, I so far only had a -1 damage. I mean,
Yeah.
in total.
So what's your
So what's
You
your
gotta
normal
look up your
starting?
vitality on your character sheet.
Oh. Oh,
It's right
12?
here. You got 12.
Plus Constitution.
So you're at 11?
Okay.
My Constitution -1.
11 now,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
sounds
you're
like
actually
you.
at 10.
I'm at 10
She has a
now.
-1 Constitution.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So, yeah, so we'll say all three of you are now on the ship because Jack was sneaking and he got in too. So, you're all three on the ship. There are alerts as you're entering their ship, the gunship. You also notice that there's alerts on their ship as well.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I think we're headed back to that black hole, guys.
As we enter theirs, is there a way for us to disconnect, like, our docking to them? Like, once we get onto their ship?
You know that there is a way to do it, but you're not familiar enough with the ship to just automatically know how to do it. You'll have to, like, figure it out.
Okay.
But, no, there's definitely a way to do it, yeah.
Are there people aboard on the bridge or whatever?
You don't know.
Well, there's no one we see
You just got on the
immediately,
ship.
right?
You don't know what's happening.
Well, we're headed to that.
Right.
We're headed to that
You don't
bridge.
see anybody. Like, as you get on the ship, you don't see anybody. That doesn't mean there's not people hiding or, right.
Okay.
I got a question. Since I have 4 arms, am I able to fight with my... you could technically do this 2 arms, but am I able to fight with my sword as I'm shooting?
So, you can, but they'd be separate rolls.
Yeah.
So,
And you can scratch yourself, too, with
you'd
your
just
other
be
sword.
taking... Yeah, you'd just be rolling 2 different moves. So, in the fiction, it doesn't... In terms of the game mechanics, it doesn't make any difference, really. You'd just be acting twice.
Oh, okay.
But you'd also be risking partial successes and failures twice.
I
so,
get it.
it's up to you if you want to do that.
So it's more of a
Yeah.
risk to do it. Okay. Well,
It can be.
To the bridge.
Now, I will let you know that I did make some special white ape moves that allow you to do like a bunch of attacks at the same time because you have 4 arms.
Nice.
So those eventually will be in the game. They'll be like species-specific moves like that.
Cool.
They're pretty cool, yeah. But anywho,
Well, for now I'm
Good
just
question,
headed
though.
to the bridge to see if we can
Okay.
undock this ship and just
Okay.
space out of
What-
here.
okay. So you're heading to the bridge. What about the other 2?
Yeah,
what are you guys doing?
we're all going to go together, heading there with guns drawn, very suspicious and ready to fire on the first thing we see. Like, if there is a humanoid shape, we're all 3 firing right at once at that little thing that appears.
We're forming like that
Okay.
circle. Are Nick or Jack? Are you walking backwards so you can fire at people following us?
No, I'll just, glance back on occasionally just to make sure,
Okay.
there's nothing.
You're doing the occasional glance strategy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Occasional glance.
All right, so you get to the door to the bridge, and it is you open it, and there's 4 pirates in the bridge, and they're trying to shoot at you.
Okay.
All right. Do they look kind of
Pew.
weak? Do they look weak?
They look like the other guys that were with Smilin Joe before.
But they're not good enough to name, so they're probably not boss level.
Red shirts.
That's what
Red
I
shirts.
think.
Correct.
Let's
Yeah.
get them.
Yeah, that's probably a good assumption. Yeah. All right, so you guys want to take a shot at these pirates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Puny.
Yeah, so you want to start first, Puny?
Yeah.
We'll start with hers. Oh, that's die 8s. Never mind. Let me change that again. You got a 7 and your
7.
dex is
0.
but that's a partial, so you just take
That's
another
partial.
charge
Still
thing.
partial.
Right.
Right.
So you're going to do your damage, and then you pick one of the things off of the list.
What was your damage? I don't have your playbook up. You have to get your playbook.
Rory, can there be some catwalks for these people to fall over every
Damage
time
die
they die?
D6.
The bridge isn't that big. It's not really worth a catwalk. Unfortunately, no. This ship is a lot smaller than the Largo. This ship is
Okay.
Die 6? Okay.
it's like smaller than the Millennium Falcon. So no, it wouldn't have something
Damn.
like that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Puny got a 5.
It's not the ship from the movie we watched. No, that was like 95% basement.
Yeah, right?
So,
All right.
so I got
All
5.
right. So what happened? You got a 7.
5. 5. She rolled 5 damage.
Oh, but what option did you pick for the partial success?
The first one, take 1 charge.
Okay, so you've now marked 2 recharge on that gun, right?
Yeah.
And after 3, it's
so
out.
it has 3, so you're going to use that option one more time, and then you can't shoot the gun anymore. So just FYI.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So you did 5 damage. All right, so you take out one of the pirates.
Okay.
Beautiful. All right.
Right.
I'm going to take a shot as well.
so-
And I just have on my equipment a laser pistol plus 1 damage. That's 1d6 too. I don't know where you saw your thing.
It's whatever your damage die is for your playbook. So if you look at the front, there's a damage die listed
die
there.
8 plus 1. Okay, gotcha. All right, let me...
So you're always going to do that damage when you attack,
Okay.
unless there's some reason why you wouldn't. I mean, but that's basically what you use.
Okay, I also got a 7 with a 6 in my plus 1. So I'll take the recharge as
So same
well. And then I do 1
Okay.
die 8 plus 1.
Yep.
So I did 8 damage total.
Damn.
In your face,
Okay.
space pirate.
So you take out. Yeah, so you take out 2 more. There's only 1 left.
Oh, he took out 2?
Yeah.
Oh, so like it divides
Pew,
up
pew.
if I like get enough HP to
Yeah.
take it?
So yeah. So
Ah.
this group of bad guys. This group of bad guys is what's known as a minion group. So in the game, minions are like they all have like 1 pool of vitality. So for every 4 damage that you do, it reduces their number by 1.
Okay.
But when they do damage to you, they also act as a group. So they do a lot of damage if there's a bunch of them.
That's interesting.
But since you whittled them down, now if they hit you, they'll do less damage. So that's kind of how
Yeah,
that
I like
works.
that
You literally
mechanic as
have red
opposed to
shirt
D&D
rules.
where you're attacking like 20
Oh, yeah.
little minor
Yeah.
people, and it's like I don't.
Yeah, it takes forever
Yeah.
to get through them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead
No,
and
and-
stab the last
Yeah.
guy. What were you saying?
Yep. I was just going to say, so you can also have minion groups in other situations. Like you can have minion groups of starfighters. So you could be fighting 4 starfighters, and you just roll. They act as a group, which is pretty handy. But anyway, yeah, go
that
ahead.
makes way more sense for big hordes of people.
I think so too.
All right.
So you're attacking with your sword.
Yeah. 5, 8,
Okay.
plus wisdom, so 9. Man, I keep rolling 9.
Okay. So you got a partial success.
Yeah. So I'm exposed to the minion's attack.
Yep. So you're going to do your damage. And even if you finish them off, they still damage you because it's simultaneous.
Well, I only got a 1 of damage, so apparently I just nicked him.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything. They have
It's only
armor.
a
They have a
flesh
little bit of
wound.
armor.
I haven't
That's enough
practiced
to
with my
ignore
swords,
that.
guys, okay?
Yeah, I think you do. So their damage, so the way the minions do damage is it's a d4 plus the number of them that are left. So right now there's only 1 left, so they do a d4 plus 1 to you.
Okay. Oh,
So
I gotta roll my
at
damage.
the start,
on that.
if one of them had hit you right off the bat, it would have been d4 plus 4, which would have been pretty bad for
Damn.
Prometheus. But now it's just d4 plus 1. Yep.
Alright. So I had to get a d4. Oh.
Yep.
So 2 damage plus 1, but there's only... I have 1 armor.
Right.
So,
So it's just
to
take
2
2.
damage.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep.
Then back to Puny.
About a couple more like that, and you'll be in bad shape.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's go back to Jack, I guess,
Okay.
or Puny. I don't care. Whichever one of you wants to go.
I want to
Doesn't
get the
matter to
glory
me.
with the last kill.
The glory.
You shove Puny out of the way.
Ooh, yeah,
You
me
already
first.
killed 2 of them. Gosh.
I
You
got
first.
7 plus 1, 8. So yeah, that's a partial. I'll take another recharge.
Yep.
And then that's 1 die.
Okay.
8 plus 1. I got a 9 actually. Look at that. Oh, I like.
Okay.
Still-
He like
So you finish off the last
implodes
pirate.
from that like shot.
Oh, 9
Because
damage?
that's way too much damage for one
I
guy.
just want to point it out that Jack is
Yep.
being a jackass now.
Oh yeah, he's Jack, the Jack,
Yeah,
which is a jackass. Always.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you guys managed to take care of the pirates that were on the bridge.
You guys, I'm sorry. 3 out of 4 kills.
That's true.
That KDS, though. Okay.
All right. So now what?
So now we want to
Puny,
disengage.
figure
Got
this
the red
shit
alerts
out.
going off. Yeah.
I'm going to aid Puny in figuring out this mechanical... how to undock and get the hell out.
Okay. So you're going to aid her. All right.
Yeah.
So Puny, do you want to roll understand?
Yeah.
Ooh, well, you rolled a 5. What's yours? Int?
Int is +2.
So 7.
Plus my 1.
Plus 1, so that's still...
Yep,
perfect.
plus 1 from being...
I
yep,
was able to understand.
Yep. Alright, so information that is interesting. So what is it you're trying to figure out?
Undock. We want to get the hell away from here.
How to undock,
Yeah.
okay. You know that it looks like there is some kind of a security lock in place that's set with like a passcode or something that you don't know. However, you're pretty sure that there is a manual release somewhere near the actual dock. So if you went over there, you could probably manual release the docking bridge or whatever.
But otherwise, we need a passcode.
Right.
Okay, let's at least try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before we go to the manual thing.
Password 1.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that works unfortunately.
Okay, I think we got to head over to the manual thingy.
Yeah, I mean, your options are to try to hack this thing or to go over and find the manual release, yep.
What would we roll to try and hack? Would that be...
Now, you've still got this red alerts going off, and you don't know what's causing that.
Oh, yeah. I will try to understand what that is. Can I do that?
Analyze?
You might want to analyze just because it lets you ask questions that might be a little more relevant to what's going on.
I'll go for that. Okay,
so it's going to be plus your wisdom.
Okay, I got an 8. So...
Okay, so that allows you to ask one question off the list.
What should I be careful to avoid?
Okay, so you notice that as you're kind of looking around the bridge, you notice out the kind of the view screen, on the front of the bridge that's kind of facing space. You notice that the stars and stuff nearby are moving around rather quickly. Way too quickly for a vehicle that's docked to another vehicle. So there's something going on with the navigation. It's possible that the Largo is doing something weird because you're attached to it that's causing it to... It's basically like your ship's spinning. So remember, you get a +1 to act on that information. +1 forward.
Okay, I'm going to inform the scientist of this information and ask her to understand the implications
of
the fact that because we're attached to this ship,
and the ship
stars seem like they're going too fast relative to us, and maybe it's something to do with us docking.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to roll your understand. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
Let's see. Understand.
Or would it be analyzed?
Yeah, I guess what she could do is look at one of the control panels on the bridge and try to figure out the navigation system and why it's doing this. That would make sense for understand.
Okay,
sure.
there we go. So you rolled a 7 +1 from aid, and then what's your intelligence?
+2.
So 10. We rolled a 10. We got 10.
Okay, yeah. So that is a complete success. Okay. So what happened is that you can detect that your ship is fine. Okay. But the larger vessel is... You get the sense that it's damaged somehow, and that it is being pulled into the black hole.
Oh, so we definitely want to
And you're going to go
disengage
with
from
it,
this bastard.
unless you do something about that.
Disengage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Steal the ship.
Okay.
So we're going to...
Jack, can you sneak over and...
Why would I sneak? We killed the 4 people here. I'm just going to run as fast as I can
whoever.
to manually disengage.
No, well, the cyborg guy still could be coming in to get us.
How about we all...
just ran past him.
He was literally right in the doorway.
Okay.
Yeah, we just ran past him.
In fact, he could be on the...
Okay.
He could be on the ship right now, for
So
all you know.
Prometheus and I will run over to disengage manually, guns drawn again, and Puny will stay behind to steer us away as we disengage.
Okay, but I'm coming up the
sounds
rear
like
with a good amount of space, because first I don't trust Jack, and second I'm already in
Actually, I think we should change this around. Right. Yeah, I think Prometheus should stay to steer because he's all messed up and he's also terrible with a sword, as we've learned. So I think Puny and I will go to disengage.
His sword single-handedly sent the Largo into the black hole.
Can she kind of tell me how to steer this out? Like, if once it's disengaged, she can tell me how to just back out. Real quick.
So she would tell you the issue you're going to have is depending on how close you are to the event horizon, the black hole. Your ship is smaller than the Largo, so you have a better chance of getting away. But it doesn't mean that you're automatically going to get away from the black hole if you disengage. It means you have a better chance of getting away.
What would I have to roll to try and get away with that? Is that going to be a ship movement?
It's going to be a evasive action. It's a vessel move.
Okay.
Yep.
So it really doesn't even matter what my things are.
It does not matter what your stats are. So, so just real quickly, the way that the vessel moves work, because we really haven't done much with them, the vessel moves use the ship's stats. They don't use your stats, unless you have a move that says that you override them. So, Jack and Puny are heading towards the airlock, right? Okay, so when you guys get there, you see Smilin Joe coming across the little bridge that connects the two ships. So, I think if you can picture, there's like a door that's the external door, and there's like a kind of a hard plastic and metal kind of bridge that connects the two ships. So they're not like physically directly attached. There's this thing in between them. Probably say it's about 8 feet long, right? It's not super long, but it's about 8 feet. And so he's coming across there. You also see behind him, also trying to come across, is that doctor guy, the guy in the lab coat. And the woman that I mentioned is carrying some other human female.
Okay.
Oh, so they got their target.
Who seems to be unconscious or whatever.
Yeah, if they go into the black hole, who cares? So they're on the 8 feet or what, like the
they're
bridge trying to, they're attempting to get across.
Okay, so I am going to, as
across,
fast as I possibly can, try to disengage the thing before they can make it.
Okay. So, you will need to defy danger using your dex.
Okay. I got, with my dex, just a 6. Damn.
Okay. That did not work.
I tripped or something.
Which is okay.
Yeah,
so you grab the manual, like this lever, and you forget that there's like some safety button you have to hit first to make it work. So you're just like yanking on this thing, and it's not budging, and you're like... So as you're doing that, so Puny, these guys are like barreling across this thing, like they're running now, like leaping onto the ship that you guys are on.
Let me see what kind of weapon other than...
You can't stop them because he already failed, but do you want to do anything else in reaction to this?
Shoot them in the face.
Yeah, I'll use my...
You could totally shoot them
laser pistol them. I wish.
Okay, so who do you want to shoot? You've got 3 targets, basically. You've got Smilin Joe, who's slightly injured.
Okay.
What were the other 2 targets? Smilin Joe, the doctor...
So you have the doctor.
And then the third one was...
And you have Joe's sidekick, basically, the woman that's carrying the other woman.
Okay.
I would shoot the woman who's carrying the other woman.
Why would you shoot her?
Why not?
Well, how's she going to shoot you back? She's carrying another woman.
Exactly.
I don't get your logic here. You're going to shoot the one that can't possibly do you harm. Why don't you just shoot the woman she's carrying? Like, screw that bitch. What are you talking about? Shoot Smilin Joe.
I back, so I can. It's likely that I'll kill
Alright, shoot whoever you want to shoot.
It's your decision. Who do you want to shoot? I just want to criticize.
Fuck you.
Understandable.
Let's see. So who is the slightly injured?
The Smilin Joe.
I'm fine.
Smilin Joe is slightly injured, but he's really big and tough looking, so...
Zach scratched him.
It's pretty much negligible at this point.
I scratched his medal, thank you very much.
You did, that's true.
And then the second one, the doctor seems to be pretty weak.
Probably, presumably, I don't know.
Alright,
but we don't even know if doctors are necessarily bad.
I'll shoot the doctor because...
You can eeny, miny, moe this for all I care. Just make a decision.
Okay.
Just shoot something.
Shoot the doctor, okay.
Alright, you shoot the doctor. Alright, roll.
So she got a 5. and you have no dex.
Plus her dex.
0. So that's a 5.
So that becomes a 5.
Uh-oh.
All that debate for nothing. All that debate
all right, all right, so they all get across to the other side. Smiling Joe, just like, as if nothing, just like slams the release thing and gets rid of the little bridge thingy. So it's gone now. So you're not attached to the Largo anymore.
He just made you look like
I know. Like, I tried so hard.
Basically, yeah. He's like, let me show you how to work this stupid thing. So he does that. So the doctor guy, he's really weaselly and slimy looking. He whips out like a syringe and hits Puny with it. So he injects you with something.
Can I figure out what it
So
is?
you are going to now defy danger using your con to resist the effects of whatever he just injected you with.
Con.
Last I heard, her con's -1.
She got a...
Yes.
rolled a 7, but -1, that's 6.
So...
All right. So what happens is you are knocked out.
Aww.
That's what this does. So
How does her face look as she goes down? Is it like a really smiling going down? Because that might be worth some money.
Sure. Yeah.
I just lost my drugs if I'm abandoning that ship. I want to get some restock on some supply.
Yeah. So there's. Pirates. Well, that's a possibility, but so there is a special move called Knocked Out, so go ahead and take a look at that. So even though your character can't do anything because you're knocked out, you as a player can do stuff, so you don't have to just sit there twirling your thumbs.
Where is Knocked Out?
So check out the Knocked Out move, it's on the third page. Okay. Do you have a chance to read that? Alright, I was kind of hoping you'd read it out loud.
Yeah, exactly.
Just get dead air here.
Fine, read out loud again.
Anyway, the gist of it is, yes, so you're knocked out, but while you're knocked out, as a player, you have these 3 +1 bonuses that you can give to people. So you have to give it to them before they roll, and then if their roll results in a complete success, you get up.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's how that works. If nobody revives you while you're down, then you take a wound. Okay. So you definitely it's in your best interest to get somebody to wake you up at some point. Any kind of healing you get will also get you up. So, okay. So Puny's knocked out. What do the rest of you guys want to do?
Help.
They're Smiling
I'm
Joe looks like he's trying to make his way to the bridge
to make sure we don't go into a black hole. So
yeah, I'm gonna take a.
Okay. So
go ahead. Yeah, I'll let it say.
So let's have him do that. So you're going to use evasive action. The ship's speed is 0.
All right. Do we have any forwards or anything for this? I don't think we do.
I don't think so. No, you've been on a failure train here for a bit.
Oh, it's not stopping.
Oh, come on, man.
I rolled a 3 to avoid this black hole.
You steer directly into the black hole. Let's see what's over there, guys.
Yeah, heading towards that big black space over there. All right. Okay, so you can see that the Largo is trying to escape the black hole to maybe slight success. So you try to follow kind of the way that they're going, thinking that would be safer for you, but the problem is that you're smaller and have less thrust than the Largo, so you just kind of go into the black hole more. Luckily, however, Smiling Joe goes into the bridge and shows you out of the way, and he takes over the controls.
It's good thing he doesn't want to die either.
My 2 sets of arms and huff and puff.
So, if you guys, Jack, you will see that the rest of them they're taking that woman somewhere else in the ship. You can follow them if you want, or whatever you want to do.
I'm going to try to shoot the doctor.
Hello, I'm still knocked out. Hello?
Yeah, I'm going to shoot the doctor.
Aid him in that roll and you might wake up.
That's true. Do you want to give him +1?
That's you. Do you want to give me +1?
Now, you do realize they're not attacking you right now, but that could change if you decide to shoot him.
Yeah,
I was about to say, why don't we try and join them at this point?
What's that?
So why don't we just try and join them at this point?
Yeah, I kind of want the ship to be our ship. I'm not the... This isn't like kindergarten, share everything kind of...
Alright, I guess.
Okay, I rolled an 8, plus my dex is 2, plus 1 from the unconscious person. I got an 11.
All right, so that allows Puny to get up because you got a complete success. So that's good. Now, Puny, I know that the move says you get up with 4 vitality. The assumption with knocked out is that you're knocked out because of taking damage, so you're actually going to be back up with your regular your 10 that you have.
Okay, so I don't got any damage.
But yeah, normally the way this works is normally when you get knocked out, it's because you've taken vitality, right? So you'd be at 0 normally. But because you got knocked out by a drug, we'll just say you're back up to your normal vitality, not because the move says you get up with 4. I'm just explaining why you're not at 4 instead of at 10. Okay. So Puny's back up. That's cool. So she resisted the effects of the drug, which is good. So you shoot. So you shoot the doctor guy. All right, do you roll your damage?
Oh yeah, let me do that. I did 4.
Okay. So he's not dead or anything, but he's like stumbling backwards and he's doing stuff. He's like scrambling and yelling for Smiling Joe to do something.
Joe, what are you doing?
Okay, Puny, what do you want to do? You just got back up. You're kind of disoriented a little bit. What do you want to do?
Oh, Jesus.
Finish him!
He injected you with some stuff, man.
Actually, since I'm a scientist. I want to point it out.
Oh, okay.
And we're in the ship's control room, right?
No, we're at the docking spot where we just.
No, you're outside of but the ship's not that big. I mean, the bridge is probably 5 steps away from you.
Oh, so I can see all this happening?
So.
You can hear it definitely. If you poked your head out the door, you could probably see it. Yeah.
Or I just go into one of their minds.
Right. Well, you could do that too. Yeah.
Okay. Well, since it's not a huge ship, and then it's all the people on the ship is actually visible to us, or is there people like we don't see?
Well, you don't know that because you've only been on the bridge. I mean, theoretically, there could be other people on the ship that you never encountered. But as far as you know, there's Smiling Joe, the woman he was carrying, and the doctor. Those are the only people you've seen, other than the people you already took care of.
Okay. And doctor is injured?
Yeah.
I'll kill the doctor.
Yeah, he just got shot at.
All right, you're shot at the doctor.
Or shot, I should say.
I'm pretty shitty at shooting.
Correct.
Well, take what you get. Nope, you got it this time. You got a 7.
Yeah. Oh.
I think that's your last charge, though, if you take that.
Yeah, you'll have to do something else.
Yeah, your pistol's going to be out.
Are you shooting at the doctor?
Yeah. No, I'm going to take that the minus 1d thingies for like a partial success. What?
You only roll 1d6 damage. You might do effectively. You might heal the guy.
0 damage. It's possible.
Just take the charge, okay? You don't need to take another shot.
Okay.
She can put herself
you can do
in
anything you want. I'm just making
danger.
a suggestion. Put yourself in danger. Just let him get a shot.
Because you guys might have
I'll do that.
drives or relationships to get her out of danger.
Yeah.
So
She'll put herself into danger. Yes, I actually have. She will put herself into danger to protect me. So thank you. Achieve that drive.
Fuck you.
Is she protecting you?
I mean, yeah, I feel like he's going to want to shoot back after I shot the guy.
Well, the doctor doesn't have a gun. So,
so we're just shooting an unarmed man.
Yeah, what the hell? For the purposes of this, yeah, sure, we'll count that. So go ahead and mark XP. Right. Why not? All right, so you get 2 XP for that. All right. So Puny, roll your damage.
She got a 6 that time.
Yeah, finish
Okay, all right, so you knock out the doctor. Yep. Doctor versus doctor. Well, engineer versus doctor. All right. Okay.
Surprisingly, the doctor won.
All right, so Prometheus, what do you want to do?
Well, since I see that in here that they are clearly fighting, why?
Yeah.
Do I guess I should analyze the situation to see if I'm safe enough to where I can attack Smiling Joe, because I don't want to attack him and then steer off course into a black hole.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and roll.
I want to analyze this. Let's see, 6. I mean, that's 12. That's 13.
Okay, so you get to ask 3 questions from the list.
If only I could roll that when I'm attacking people.
I know.
I feel like some of these questions are kind of obvious answers. Who's really in control here? Just in case it isn't big cyborg guy.
Well, I mean, essentially, he's in charge of the pirates, but he's busy.
But what about Maskai?
Well, that person, whoever that is, isn't here. Like, you don't see them around.
Okay, so I can only deal with this situation.
Yeah, so that's really the best answer I can give you to that question.
Yeah, this is a problem. I feel like I already know the answer. Let's see. What is here is useful or valuable to me?
So you see a map of, like, there's like a little map of the ship, kind of like was on the Largo, but this one's smaller, not quite as useful, but you do see that you can kind of get a layout of the ship. Mm-hmm. There is the bridge which you're on, there's like the little hallway that you saw earlier. The hallway goes back to a cargo area. On the other side of the ship are some turrets. There are some quarters kind of in the middle. That's about it. So you see that. So some of that could be useful to you. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's good enough for now.
Okay. What here is not what it appears to be?
Well, you do notice when you look out the doctor who has splayed out on the floor because he was shot. You do notice that he has like a tool belt full of like medical tools. And that seems... I mean, that in itself isn't odd, but why is this guy traveling with these pirates?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you see, he appears to be a medical doctor based on the tools that you're seeing.
That's it.
He appeared to have been a medical doctor.
Right.
Was is correct. Okay. Shit.
All right, so Jack and Puny, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna head down to the person carrying the other woman, and I'm gonna put my laser pistol to their head and tell them to freeze.
Well, you don't know where she is.
I saw the direction they're going, right?
She ran past you. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna head in that direction, hopefully.
So you can try to find her.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so are you trying to be sneaky, or what are you trying to, like, how are you doing this?
No, I mean, I feel like she was carrying somebody, so it can't get the drop on me. I'll keep it, I'm obviously, looking out for any other people that will pop out, because I don't know if there's anyone else aboard, but I'm trying to catch up, so I'm going fairly quickly.
Okay, so let's have you defy danger using Dex.
I got a 11.
Okay. So you go into this kind of looks like a smaller ancillary cargo area. That's really just like a room essentially, and there's this big table in the middle of it. And so the woman that was being carried is now laying on the table, and you see the other woman that was carrying her is got her gun out. So what does Puny want to do?
Well. The doctor has some sort of like a utility belt or anything. I wouldn't want to search the body to find out who that person is and why he's with the pirates.
Plus loot.
Exactly.
We're doing the D&D loot.
Yeah. So he has. Well, I mean, he doesn't have much of use. He has this medical equipment that you could take. So he has the equivalent of a medic gear, which is an item from the equipment list. He has, we'll say he has the equivalent of a utility belt as well, so you have like an extra, if you don't have a utility belt, you can have one of those. That's about all he has on him.
Okay.
Cool.
Can I just take it?
I guess you could roll understand to try to figure out like some of his equipment, like what it does. Like, you're not a physician, but you might be familiar enough with their stuff or tools to figure out maybe what his specialty might be.
Okay, yeah.
You could try that.
I don't understand.
You can't ask him because he's unconscious.
Okay, so she got a 10 plus your end, right?
Yeah,
yep,
10 in total.
Okay. So you notice that his tools, a lot of his tools are related to like OBGYN stuff. So like childbirth stuff.
Awkward.
So, okay. Interesting. So, that the woman they abducted, like, she probably pregnant or is going into labor? I mean,
You know how to
Does
get
that
on,
information make her realize that that lady had a bit of a bump on her belly?
You couldn't, the way she was being carried, you couldn't really see. So, like, she basically just, like, slung the other woman over her shoulder, so you wouldn't be able to tell. But you could, I mean, she's laying out on that table, you could look.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if she tells me this information, I'm going to take a look.
Yeah, you do that.
Well, you can look and see, she's definitely pregnant, yeah.
You can negotiate by not shooting her in the belly.
This is getting messed up, but you know what? I like it.
Leverage, son.
I am going to put the gun to the belly and say, put your gun down to the opposing lady.
Oh, I'll do something.
Just back off, you idiot. Back off, you idiot. This kid's worth a lot of money.
Exactly.
That's what she tells you.
And I'll say...
She says, back off, you idiot.
I'll say, and you're going to lose all that money if you don't put your frickin' gun down.
Now, if you're smart, you can profit off of this.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll trust me after I, kept my side of the bargain on the, our previous deal. I'm just gonna try to point up and shoot the person. Like, quick draw, I'm gonna be the first to shoot, I hope.
Oh, the old...
Yeah, I don't think she's buying this. She'd be a fool to buy it. Alright, I got a...
Walking...
9.
Oh.
Yeah, I have 1 dex, so I got an 8. Sorry.
Okay, well, it's a partial success, so again, you're going to do your damage, and then you're going to pick one of the things off of the shoot.
No, I only did 3 damage.
Oh, that's barely anything.
What did you pick off of
You gotta pick a negative list.
I'll take another charge, because I think I've only taken 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you've only...
Was I supposed to have put Puny in danger earlier? I think I forgot to do that.
Yes, you were.
Yes, yeah. He needs attacked. Or in danger.
I'm not going to worry about it for now, because I'm going to finish up here. Okay. Alright, so you do a little bit of damage, not that much to this woman, and so she tries to shoot back at you, and you basically dodge out of the way. Okay. Alright, so Puny, what do you want to do? Or actually, let's go back to Prometheus. What do you want to do?
Do I feel like...
You can tell, you can tell that Smilin Joe has pretty much been able to steer the ship out of the black hole.
Like, he's relaxed now. Like, he starts to, ease off the controls. Like, he doesn't need to watch him.
Unlike our forearm.
Well, he's looking at you, yeah, but...
Oh. Well. Since I'm trying to go back and forth between Puny and Jack to see what they're doing, can I get a sense of what's happened so far through telepathic link? Like, linking to them back and forth?
Yeah. Okay. Yep, that's fine, yep.
I tell them, look, my partner's got a gun.
But remember, Smiling Jack doesn't know any of this, though. He's been busy.
I know. I tell him, look.
Okay.
My partner's got a gun to that girl's belly. We're going to have to ask you to drop any weapons and let us free when we land on a planet.
Okay. Do you want to roll and negotiate?
Yeah, I guess that's the move I'm using.
Okay.
What do I add for that? Charisma? Oh man, I'm a damn
Charisma.
stupid ape. I got a -1.
I don't trust these apes.
You're very attractive ape.
Well, I got a 5. Nope. I got a 7 -1, so 6.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, he says, or I could shoot you, which he does. So
You damn dirty
he's trying
ape.
to blast you with his flamethrower. That's right. So you're going to take roll 2d8s and take the higher.
Damn. Oh,
right in his bridge. He didn't give a shit.
I take a wound.
Right in the bridge. Well, no, you go down to 0.
Oh, I go down to 0, okay.
And then the next time you take damage, you take a wound. Unless you get healed or something, yeah.
Alright, well, I guess I got a Halo Sword this mofo. Now, here's the question. Would I be able to Halo Sword and shoot at the same time before he gets another hit off of me?
Well, you'd have to roll 2 different moves. So, I mean, yes and no.
Okay, well...
like, you're still risking two failures by doing that.
Gotcha. Well, I'll Halo Sword. It's not like it hasn't failed me before.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, there we go. Finally, 10.
Oh, I didn't know you knew
11.
how to roll successful rolls.
Not when I'm swinging a sword, apparently.
So on fight, when you get a complete success, you have the option of doing an additional d6, and if you do, you'll expose yourself to their attack. So you probably don't want to do that, but I just want to point out it's an option. All right.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
Okay.
What is my damage die? 8. 6 damage.
Okay. So you damage him a bit. Again, he's a big, tough dude, so it's not going to take him out, but he's, yeah.
Okay. So now if
what the hell are you trying to do?
I could choose to shoot him as well in the same move.
Sure, uh-huh.
Oof. That is a tough one. Yeah, I'll go ahead and shoot.
Okay.
5, 11. Oh, man, I did even better on that one. 11.
Okay.
Well, I don't have any pluses, so 11.
Okay. Well, that's a complete
that's still
success,
die 8.
so you
It doesn't go by a weapon. It's still die 8. Okay.
No, it does not. Unless you have your weapon could add damage, but the die is always based on your playbook.
Okay. 8 damage. There we go. Apparently, I should just shoot people.
Okay. Apparently. All right. So he looks pretty wounded.
Okay.
You want to try to finish him off?
Oh, I can keep going because you don't move until I. Am I about to do?
I mean, we're dealing with. So these are separate situations. So if we want to, we can just focus on this until it's resolved. So let's just do that since the other two are busy.
All right.
Plus, we kind of need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Let me go ahead and sort them again.
Yep.
6 plus my 1, 7. What's a fight's partial?
So on a partial, you do your damage, but they damage you, which means you're going to take a wound.
Not good.
But go ahead and roll your damage. So you might still take him out.
Well, not with 1 damage, I won't.
No, that bounces off its armor. So you are now wounded because we'll just say he punches you or something. It doesn't matter. So you're wounded. So mark the first wound box, and then you're going to roll the wounded move, which is on the 3rd page.
All right. Well, at least I'll get to see what this does. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 10, 11.
Okay. So you take no further ill effect. So you've got 2 more wound boxes. Now, when you mark all 3 of those, then you go into this thing called the void, which is you could die.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but that's if you mark all 3. So. Yeah. So you still got this guy. He's wounded, but he's still a threat.
Let me shoot. 5, 9 plus dex, so 9 on shoot.
Okay, so you do your damage and then you pick one of the things off of shoot on the partial success.
I will mark a charge since I've never done that.
Okay.
And 3 more damage.
Okay, so he's still
man,
kicking.
He's a beast.
That didn't do much. You know, stabby?
Yep.
Okay.
Although maybe I shouldn't, because that keeps exposing me and killing me. Yeah, I'm gonna just go with shooting again. I feel like every time I stab him, he gets a upper hand on me, so I'm gonna focus on shooting him now.
Yep. Okay.
5, 6, 7 plus dex. I have 0 dex, so 7. So I have to mark another charge.
Okay. Yep.
And
Now roll your damage.
5 damage.
Roll higher than 3.
5 damage.
All right, so take him out.
Finally.
All right,
Smiling
he's
Joe ain't
down.
smiling no more.
It's a sad Joe now.
All right, so what do you guys want to say? All right, so that's resolved now. Let's go back quickly to the other side. Puny, what are you doing now? You've got the medical equipment. What do you want to do?
Okay, I want to search around the room to find any sort of a control to this ship.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, to find what?
Controls, like a bridge.
Well, those are on the bridge.
So I will try to go to that direction.
Okay. So what do you want to do with the controls?
Okay. Well, you can go to the bridge because the bad guy is now down, so you can do whatever you want on the bridge at this point.
I'm just trying to gather more information. Like,
I think we got this pretty well figured out by this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can try to understand how to steer it and everything.
Yeah. Okay, so the baby is.
We're not the figuring out type of group.
Apparently not.
As you can see. Shoot first, ask question later.
I mean, like,
We just killed a doctor. Like, oh, I think that was just a doctor helping them out.
like if you have this situation where you have a pregnant woman, right? I mean, if you want to profit off from this baby.
Yeah, we're not going to kill her.
Yeah, but you probably want to keep her alive.
Yeah, we're not going to shoot her. We're going to ask. I'm going to strap her down and ask her questions after we kill the other lady.
But if she's pregnant.
So her mouth won't work?
No. I don't understand.
Oh.
Okay, well, she's been shot to something, right? It's carried from the ship, and it was going to also this collision, right? There's no guarantee that her baby will still be there after all this, right? That's probably why the OBGYN followed.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, I got a ship
we're gonna
at
have
the
to
least
figure out how to
this.
give birth and everything. We're gonna have to figure that.
Yeah,
out.
we'll let you make those rules for delivery.
Okay.
What?
So I'm going to take a shot at that.
All right.
woman.
So
Yeah.
here's what we're gonna do. Yeah. So let's just real quick resolve. I mean, you guys have basically the upper hand. There's only the one pirate left. I mean, she's not going to be able to kill anybody or anything. I mean, she's a threat.
Not
but
much of one.
We'll say that you deal with her just to kind of speed things along. Well, she could take out your ape, I guess, if she got.
Yeah,
lost,
the ape's in a whole nother room.
I don't think I would try and fight at this point.
Yeah. So in essence, what you find out. Just to speed things along, the pregnant lady is Princess Avarian. She comes from a planet called that's not where she comes from. She comes from a planet called Barajan, which is in the Regulus system. So she is married to Prince Halen, who is a powerful Psi.
Ooh.
So the baby is his baby, and so
Not allegedly
the pirates.
his baby?
Well, she is on the run from her planet's secret police. And so she was trying to go to Deros. Remember, that was the planet that your ship was going to. So she was in hiding. So she was like pretending to be a commoner, and she was in the ship with you guys. So the pirates' plan was to extract the baby and then deliver it to this planet called Peludinar, where they would trade the baby to the Maskai.
Really?
Do you think this is worth a lot more than drugs?
Princess, though. I feel like a princess is worth money for returning.
We made bank on this.
Right. But you don't know why the Maskai want the baby.
Yeah, why do I care?
Yeah, you don't know. But anyway. Right. So anyway, so that's our session. So you guys have basically control of a ship. You've got this situation. So that sounds good to me. Let's real quick do the end of session stuff, because that's what we do at the end of your session. So, let me pull that up. All right, so at the end of the game session, the GM asks the group the following questions. If the players agree yes to these questions, each character marks 1 XP per question. In your case, you're going to mark 2, because we're doing double XP. All right. Oh, real quick, make sure that you guys have marked anything for the drives or relationships that were triggered in the last, 30 minutes or so when you guys got on the... Just real quick, take a look and make sure.
Well, we can only trigger everything once, right? With drives and relationships?
Once per scene, unless there's a different circumstance that would also trigger it, so it kind of depends. You can do it more than once per scene. And really, technically, when you got onto the ship, it probably would have been a new scene.
Okay.
I probably have triggered with convey hidden knowledge to someone.
What did you do to convey hidden knowledge?
Yeah, we'll say that, because you figured out some stuff on the ship, right? You were looking at the controls and stuff, sure. Yeah.
Oh, I know I got my drive. Defeat a superior force. It took me me forever.
I definitely hit both of mine this time.
Yep.
This time I didn't miss.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
Yeah, I got all mine.
What about relationship-wise?
I'm sorry. I hit my relationships. I don't know about my drives. Find critical information no one else can. Did I do that? What did I find out? Did I figure out anything? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, I mean, you would have figured out the stuff I just told you about going with the plot with the pregnant lady. Yeah, let's count
and then
that.
get someone else out of danger using skill and guile was my other drive.
No, you definitely did. You did the opposite.
I don't know why I picked that one. I think I constantly get us into danger.
Yeah, you might not want to.
It might be a bad drive.
That's okay. Okay. All right. Anyway, so it sounds like we're good there. All right. So let's go through in a session. All right. So these are the questions. We're just going to, did everyone trigger at least one drive?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds like everybody did, right?
Yep.
Puny?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so everyone gets 2 XP for that. So this is basically the group, right? So did everyone trigger at least one relationship?
Oh, no,
at least for me. You did not? What were your relationships?
Did Puny trigger one?
Jack must reward me for my services.
He
I
never
must
did.
help Prometheus solve a perplexing mystery. I'm gonna hug out
No.
Puny, saying thank you for risking yourself
Well, wait a minute.
to protect
You
me.
worked.
Yeah, we worked together.
Which is what you did.
Well, you worked.
Wait, I'm sorry. I tried to hear them.
Oh, okay.
So what did you say, Zach?
You helped me figure out the control panel.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Right? You aided me a couple times.
Yeah, you definitely
doing
did.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
That was definitely one of your aid actions.
Yeah, you also helped him
yeah.
try to figure out how to dislodge the ship.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
that right too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So remember to mark 2 for that, and then you get 2 for everybody having gotten a relationship.
Yeah, I had Puny must understand my powers.
Did
Jack must take me to a dangerous place. Check and check.
Oh yeah, I definitely took you to
Well,
a dangerous
Jack-
place.
Yeah, you definitely got one of. I would say you definitely got the second one. I mean,
So,
he helped you guys get onto the. I guess he helped you get onto the gunship. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
so everyone got a relationship.
Did you survive despite incredible odds?
Yes. Especially considering
Yes, I would
the
say,
fight
yeah.
against this guy with my terrible sword abilities.
Well, yeah, because you failed that clock, and yeah, so that definitely. Okay. Did anybody undergo a transformation, physical, mental, or spiritual? Again, that's the one that's kind of hard to get in a short game. So.
I went from knocked out to not knocked out. Does it
No.
count?
If you stayed knocked out and were like emotionally scarred from the experience, maybe.
Transformation of being knocked out.
Prometheus is now partially dark ape. I mean, it's mostly white, but you got hit by a flamethrower, right?
All right. And then anybody make a new ally or turn an enemy into a friend?
No, we killed them all.
That's not our forte. well, the princess might be our ally now.
The princess could be an ally. Yeah, okay. All right, so yeah, mark 2 for that.
Yeah, there we go, yeah. No, I don't know, though. We were really planning on selling that
Yeah,
baby.
but that would have been the next session. So for this session,
Okay.
I would say since you technically rescued her, right?
Okay.
Depending on what
Yes.
you guys decided to do, yeah, I would count that. Right.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
play it that
and then-
way until we decide.
So last piece of this is for each milestone that passed, you get 1 XP. So 2 milestones technically passed. You guys failed both of them. You failed the clock and you failed to repel the pirate attack. So you don't get XP for those, but every single one of these that passes, for good or ill, you get XP for at the end. So you guys get 4 more for that.
Okay.
So you guys should have gotten a boatload of XP from all that stuff because we're double XP.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
especially double XP.
Well, that's the
was
point of it, is so you guys get a chance to see, how the game progresses. So did you guys have a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys.